Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, farmers. Good day. Depends on the time where you're watching this video. Okay, I believe everything has been going on well on our farms, and I believe we've been getting some tips from our videos. Please don't forget to share our videos and also subscribe to our channel. Don't also forget to tell a farmer to tell another farmer to follow us and subscribe. You can also join our WhatsApp by the number displaying on the screen, and then we'll add you to our WhatsApp group and you ask your questions and get good tips on farming. Today we'll be talking about disease control. Disease control. This is one topic that has always been giving issues. Diseases have been an issue for farmers over time because apparently when your farm is being attacked by a disease or when there's a disease outbreak in your farm, it's quite difficult. Very difficult for a farmer or a crop to regain its strength and recover from that because it's going to give you lots of losses on your farm. So how are we going to do this? Now, let's remember something. Disease don't just fly to come to your farm or they don't just appear in your farm. It is being carried by something, which means they are disease vectors that transmit these diseases from one place to another. We have bacterial disease, we have fungi, we have virus, and these always affect our crop. Outside the coloration or the deformity that we see from the leaf resulting from nutrient deficiency and also pest attack, you can see other deformities in your farm that can lead that is being caused by either a bacteria, mostly a bacterial disease, and a fungi disease. Now you can just see, for example, what's happening in tomato. We are having a bacterial wilting for tomato farmers this season. You just see your plants, they'll just die off. They'll just die off. Sometimes it might also be caused by a nematode. I'll come to that later on our next video. So let me just concentrate on the disease caused by a fungi or a bacterial disease that affect our crop. Now, there are some diseases that can be treated easily. For example, if you're having a tomato rot, a fruit rot at the base of the fruit, that can also be solved by applying calcium to the crop, and then it's going to stop that. But where you're seeing your crops are dying, wilting, and different colorations, patches everywhere, mucus, white colors, and all that, downy mildewing, and all that affecting your crop, how are you going to do it? You can bear with me or agree with me. Yes, you can agree with me that in Nigeria we don't have bactericide or we don't have fungicide that can actually cure this disease or treat it completely on our farms. But there are measures that you can take to prevent the attack on your farm. I always teach prevention is better than cure because when you prevent it, you save yourself buying all those bacteria-based insecticide, pesticide, sorry, and fungicide to always treat your farm. It saves you the stress of going through all that, looking for it, and also money spending on that. So how do you do this? Now, remember I said before that a disease cannot just walk its way into your farm. It's being transmitted or carried by something. And usually, it is an insect that carries this disease. How? When an insect feasts on an already infested crop, the insect leaves that crop and then comes to another crop and does what? Feast on that crop, and in the process, it transmits the disease into the crop, and the crop is being affected by the disease. Every bacteria or fungi organism needs a host. They always need a host. And once it is being transmitted, it means the insect has given them an opportunity to live again. A house, a place they can thrive. I'm saying a house because it's now like a home. The crop now becomes a home for it. They're having food from there, they're having water, and everything is so comfortable. They go chop. Just the chop, they diminish your crop. I have to use pitting in that form so my Nigerian farmers will also understand it very well. Okay, so basically, I'm concentrating on the part where this disease is being transmitted by an insect. Now, that brings us back to the base. Treatment of your crop weekly is very paramount, it's very vital, it's very important. I don't know which statement to use or which word to use to describe it very well to let us know that it is actually very important. You don't allow your crop to be affected by a pest because outside feasting on the leaves, feasting on the sap, feasting on the stem, any part of the plant, even the seeds and the fruits. They also transmit disease, either a bacteria or fungi. So what do you do when you see a disease outbreak? First of all, for prevention's sake, please do not wait when it's too long before you treat your crop. You treat them against all type of insects. There are so many active ingredients that are being used for treating insects, different kind of insect. Is it a worm kind of insect? Is it a larval kind of insect? Is it a biting and chewing insect, or a piercing and sucking insect? You can go for lambda, cypermethrin, so many type of insecticide that are there. You just see them, and then they'll you read the label, and it tells you what kind of insect you can use for and what kind of crop it can be used for. So once your crops start coming up, if you have even in the nursery, you treat them, but the only thing is you reduce the dosage when you're using the nursery. You treat them in the nursery too against insect pests and also against fungi. We have fungicide in the market, so always treat them weekly, with an interval of 4 days. If you can meet up 4 days, 5 days is okay. So that the crop have a treatment twice a week. Because for example, if you're treating on Monday, the next time you'll be treating should be either Friday or Saturday. That's how it is. So that is how you go about treating. Now, when you do that, you are actually scaring the insect pest away, and you're actually making the crop immune to it, because they will not be attacked by the insect, and you're making it clean. That's one. So you treat them regularly, even on field. The more you delay for treating your crop against insect infestation, the more you're exposing them to an early disease outbreak, or them losing lots of things from your farm. For example, if your crop is being affected by an insect this week and you want to wait for next week, or you've not been visiting your farm, believe you me, the damage that will be caused by that insect on your crop this week before you come next week is too much. It's too much. And remember, it cannot be, you can't recover it. Once there's a damage on your crop, there's a shortage in production, there's a shortage in growth. That is how it is. That's one part. You always treat them with fungicide and insecticide. You treat your crop. Another thing, do you know that having weeds in your farm, making your farm full of weeds, I met some farmers and they say, I don't weed my farm more than once. I don't weed twice. I don't do this. And you see their crop being affected either by a fungi, or there are lots of insect infestation on the crop. No, you don't do that. You keep your farm clean. We have lots of herbicide. We have selective herbicide. We also have non-selective that can help you reduce the stress of manual weeding. If you can do manual weeding, you can use herbicide that are selective. If in cases where you can't find them, you can do hand pulling, you can do weeding manually. And when you're planting on ridges, it helps you better to control it. So you always keep your farm clean. How? The weed serve as a house, as a home for the insect, because they always hide in the leaves, hide in the roots, and everywhere in the weeds. So you're actually attracting the insect to your farm when you have your weeds in your farm. So take your farm off weeds, take the weeds off your farm and make it clean. And when they are off your farm, you see that you hardly have insect outbreak and any disease outbreak. Another thing, observation is key. Once you observe that there is a disease outbreak, for example, mostly a wilt, please and please do not allow the plant to die off and you leave it there. Pull it out. Pull it out and burn the remnants, the remains of it. Don't even throw it in a nearby bush, or just keep it anyhow. No, burn it. Burn it. When you burn it, you're actually killing everything there. So you don't give opportunity for an insect to do what? Infest on it and take it and transmit it into the crop. No, but rather what you do is, when you burn it, you start treating immediately. If you start treating them early and pulling them out, you are going to save your farm. Is a bacteria. I'm sorry, we don't have those bactericide that can be used. No, we don't have it here in Nigeria. We don't have it here in Rivers. It's even hard to see. So what you do is, please take it out. Take it out. Take those affected plants out early, immediately, and start treating the crop with insecticide and fungicide, just in case there's also a fungi attack coming up, or just to prevent it. If you take out the insect that is carrying this bacterial disease inside of it, you are actually saving your farm a lot. Thank you very much. You can drop your comments, your questions, everything there, and then we'll respond to you. Don't forget to subscribe and join our WhatsApp. Thank you.